There has been an unending attack on everything that I hold near and dear. There isn't any aspect of my life and my family's that really hasn't been affected.
What Scott Walker did was he pitted Wisconsinite against Wisconsinite.
He's torn our state apart.
There was no warning that this kind of attack would take place.
Collective bargaining rights,
Due process,
Health insurance.
tenure.
Retirement benefits.
Every teacher in Wisconsin, depending on their pay, now gets paid between $2,000 and $5,000 a year less than they did a year ago.
all those things that
We fought for years and years and years, lost.
We got the word out, this is what's happening.
it was boots on the ground in Madison.
Massive protests.
I walked arm in arm with people who weren't public employees, who knew what this governor was doing was wrong.
And that's one of the things that kept everybody going.
So instead of contracts between teachers, school employees, and their employer, there are policy handbooks.
A 2-page document of guidelines.
There's a school district that, in their policy handbook, requires women educators to wear skirts or dresses that are below the knee and heels.
Putting in things about what you could and couldn't do on your personal days.
Policy handbooks that say you'll be dismissed from teaching if you get a speeding ticket.
In the past, we had some security in knowing they had to have just cause to attack us.
If I make one wrong step, I could be out, and now what am I going to do?
In terms of tenure or due process protection or seniority, effectively that's all been eliminated.
Many teachers were forced to retire and leave the profession.
School district could just decide, we want to save a little money this year, so we'll lay off the more expensive people.
My dad retired about 2 to 3 years early because he simply couldn't afford to keep teaching.
There were hundreds of years of experience that were lost.
A teacher's work conditions are the students' learning conditions. Districts have 30 to 40 kids in a classroom. That just seems unreasonable.
There's not even room in the classrooms for the teachers to walk up and down the aisle.
It definitely hurts the kids.
Our children are losing.
If I could wave a magic wand and go back, I would have moved more quickly on a reform agenda. I would have built deeper and better community partnerships.
If you really care about what's going on with your students, you need to care about what's going on politically.
If there's a message to my fellow teachers is how important being active in politics is.
This is an attack on a national level.
Listen to people in Ohio and Indiana and Wisconsin.
And if we can fix it here, we can spread out and reclaim some of what's been done in other states.
It really is a battle, and it's important, and the stakes are really high.
There comes a point when you just have to stand up and say, this is wrong.
You've got to communicate with each other, you've got to unite, and you've got to stand up for what you believe.